painting, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the colours across the screen for you all. What you're going to need to be able to paint along with me with this one. I'm going to be painting, what I've done, as you could see in the photographs, I painted it all black first, the whole canvas, and then what I've done, I've basically cut this template, drawn the template out with pencil, and then cut it out with a knife, a sharp knife. But just be careful with them blades, they're a little bit dodgy. And what I've done is I've painted it all again over the black after it's dried with liquid white straight over there, and I've left this area and I've put liquid white up in there, and in this area here where I'm going to have a cloud, and up in here at the top where I want it dark, I've just put a tiny bit of that white over there so that it shows through, and then that's dried, and then I've put a thin even coat of linseed oil all the way over the darker areas, just so I don't have too much liquid white basically where the dark clouds are going to be, and then it makes it easier to get the right tone. So let's get stuck in with this one. Really looking forward to painting for you. I hope you've had a really good Christmas and New Year, and wish the best for everybody. Right, so let's get started here. I'm just going to start off with some small amount of yellow ochre, just enough to stain the bristles. As you can see, that's why the palette's white always, so that you can see the colour that you're mixing on there. So just straight yellow ochre at first. Put this down. Now, just up in here, I'm going to put a bit of that, a bit of that yellow ochre going on. Also in there. Let's get enough on so that it would always dilutes it with the liquid white anyway. There, yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to push some of that out. And all the time you're doing this, it's mixing with the liquid white which you've got on there. I want some of that to actually come right down into here. So just going to pull from the left to the right with this. Here's a reason for that. This is going to be water down in here. So I'm just pushing from left to right, getting plenty of that colour in. This is going to be my water line, basically around this rock that you can see here is going to be my water line. So I have that as a guide. I'm just going to go to about there, and then just up in here I want to tickle some of this area with that same colour. This is my light area in the sky that I want to leave nice and light, so I'm going to just put a bit across the top of there like that. I love this yellow ochre colour, brilliant, beautiful tone. Using burnt sienna along with yellow ochre, you can get some wonderful effects. I want it to be light in there, very light. I'm going to put a little bit of the yellow ochre up in there too, and in a way that'll act as a separator, because there's going to also be some other colour, some of the burnt sienna mixed with this, as though it's a little bit of a glow in the cloud. But I wanted always to have a lighter area, so where I've put this in here, put a bit more paint in there, make it a bit brighter. Where I put some of this yellow ochre, leave it light underneath, intentionally, and then I can sort of like blend it from the yellow, which we've got in there, out to more or less nothing, because it's going to be a bit more purpley tones going on in there. Light purple tones. Right, so I'm going to get some of that yellow ochre again. Do the same thing I did here, down in the water here, being very careful not to contaminate this area here. Again, just tap the brushes, the bristles of the brush, and you'll get that paint in there then evenly rather than coming out in blobs. That's the last thing that we want. Don't want it to come out in blobs. Yeah, that's nice. See, the liquid white will wash it out, so make sure if it does that, you go back in with a fresh load and give it that nice fresh colour. Don't want it too muted, I want a nice vibrant picture here. A few little bits coming out into that. Don't want it all the same colour tone. So blend into that a little bit there. So a light spot just in that area. So that's good. Happy with that. Now this colour, just going to blend into the purple. I'm going to have some more purple on the edge of this. I'm going to go from light to dark. Light here and get darker as it comes along. I hope you've all had a really good Christmas. I just want a bit of that yellow in there, you see. Same up in here, this is going to be a bit more to the lavender just as it goes in there. But I actually want to just apply a bit of that yellow. Just to that area before I put the purple on. And that way a bit of this colour will show through. Pin right over that and just bring a bit of that colour through into the liquid white we put in there. Just got a little bit of hair, always move the hairs. There we go. Now I'm going to let that blend off because it's going to get purple on this side. Really nice and purple. Sometimes you stand back and you can see things, how if something's a little bit too one way or another. Just by touching into it you can make it lighter. It's going to mix with the liquid white on the canvas already, you see. And that's just what we want. Yeah, I'm happy with that for now. Now I'm just going to get a little bit of burnt sienna. Tap it into that same colour in there. It just gives a nice pinky hue, or a peachy hue should I say. It's really nice. And that's what I'm going to use, just on the bottom edge of that cloud. I might need to mix a bit more of that colour up for it to work. So we'll do that. Getting there. That's something like the colour tone that we're after. Something like that. You even put a tiny bit of crimson into it too. But be careful. Eat up your world with crimson. You've got to be aware of that. That's it. Just to sparkle it a little tiny bit. That's all you need. Tap it in there. Get a good distribution of paint going through your bristles, and that way when you come up in here you touch it just a little bit first, just on the bottom of that cloud, yeah, and then same up in here. I want to do that there, and this colour is going to blend out. When we start blending, it's going to blend completely and make it much more soft than it is at the moment, but I want that colour to remain, you see. Just want to get a little bit more crimson into it, just a little bit more of the red, and that's going to mix nicely with that colour under there. Remember, this is going to be a dark cloud, so this highlight will stand out really nicely underneath it. Yeah. You can even bring a bit of that up into the cloud sometimes, up in there, because it's going to be quite dark, so a bit of it might just show through. Right, that's good. So that blend and mix a bit of that liquid white that's underneath it. Nice colour. That crimson's really helped with the yellow and the burnt sienna, just to give it a bit more of a brighter tinge, something like that. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mix a very light purple, so I'm going to go into the purple. There, get some titanium white, and just want to see how bright that's going to be and how it's going to look, because I might need to just add the tiniest bit of blue, but no, it looks okay. We'll take that, do that. Right, just from this side, this hedge, just in here, I'm going to add some of that purple colour. You have to be careful to go from the outside in, just like you do with the water line, because you don't want to contaminate this area and just go like that, because you'll end up with a dodgy hard line. This is going to give you a soft edge. Nice soft edge. Right, so just a bit of that purple, pinky purple in there. I can make a few like stringy clouds as well. There's one coming in here. This is nice and light at the moment, and we're going to go darker later, but just for now. There. That's good. And that goes right across into there. Yeah, but it actually starts to get a bit darker as it goes away from you. Yep. Drag the colour about, because you've got liquid white on there, you can actually move the colour on the canvas. It's really cool. So you can blend stuff out nice and gentle. Any lines anywhere that you don't like, you can just stretch them out. There. Nice and softly. I want that to come down to the horizon. That pink, that lovely pinky hue. I want that to come down the horizon, so I'm going to put a bit there too. Get some more of that colour and integrate a little bit of it into that area of the water. Because I'm using this colour, obviously I want to keep using it right through. So you've got to keep in your mind exactly what it was that you used. And I remember using Purple Lake, beautiful delicious purple, a bit of alizarin crimson, but more Purple Lake this time. So that it's going to be darker, and there's more paint on the bristles of the brush too. Right, so just in there, I'm going to use some of that. Like I say, it's going to be a little bit darker just on the edge. There we go. That's working now. Come back and blend this afterwards. No problem with that. A little bit of the darker stuff just here and there in the water. Now get this same beautiful purple. I just want to do the same down in the water basically, which is come along, but leave that yellow in there. Don't kill all that. And some of these lines, don't destroy all them, because some of the lines can really pay a dividend and give you lovely ripples without having to do anything. Just pull from the outside in when you're in the water area. Right, get some of that purple. Put that in there. There. Just going to make it a bit darker. Blocking this colour on this side. It's going to be much darker than it is, but as I always say, this colour will still show through. There. So you do want a little bit of it. Once the colour just blend together, you can still guess where this waterline is going to be. Now I just want to get a clean brush. Clean dry brush, and where I put this little cloud in here, I just want to blend it slightly so it's soft and you can't see no lines in it. Nice and soft. Happy. Nice. Right. Now I want to make part of this sky here with some of the purple, a little bit of blue, both the blues, so don't need a lot of blue, it's very powerful. Tiniest amount of black too. I want it to be a muted tone. I want it to be quite muted. And then I've got some white just to the side, so I'll mix it with a bit of white. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's the colour I'm after. So just over in here, I'm going to use this like, it's a bit like a purple hue that we've got going on. Just on the end of here, underneath this beautiful colour for the cloud. So I'm going to use the paint from underneath the bottom of the brush first, get it a bit darker on the edge, and then allow it to mix a bit more with the liquid white once we get onto here. And then that way, some of this colour that we added before will still show through. Just. Just blend right over that, and then underneath it I just want to blend the two colours together. See, I've washed it out so you can still see it, just see it in there. That's good, I'm happy with that. Might just put a little bit of that just in there, just a hint. Remember, there's windows and everything in here, so I'm going to put a bit of that colour in there. Everywhere there's a window, I'm going to put a bit of that colour, and I'm just going to come to one side here and just put a little bit. Now that same colour we've just used there, I'm going to take some more, and I'm going to just in this edge here, blue purple tones, bluey purple tone. And that's phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, and a bit of crimson, alizarin crimson. So there. And I'll go back to my clean brush that I've got, that I will use it for blending. I'm just going to come in here, and I'm just going to blend that colour to that purple colour. Allowing it to blend nicely so you can't see where one colour starts and the next colour stops. Something like that. Even make it darker, to be honest. So I'll just mix up a bit more of the colour tone. Purple and the blues. We'll do that. Trying to keep it consistent all the way through though, so that it's the same purple tone, just gets darker and darker. That's all. A bit darker and a bit darker each time you go down. There. So in the water area it's quite dark, just especially down in there at that bottom base. I'm going to get a bit of purple lake mixed with that. Again, from the outside to the inside. Now that's the sort of darkness I want it on that very edge up in there too. And then this purple that I've got here is going to actually go right up into this area of the sky. And I put liquid white up in there so that it would mix with that. So you just apply the colour first, like I'm doing there. I'm just going to mix a little bit with that liquid white that's on there. It's just going to give us a nice purple tone in there, but I'm going to use a bigger brush I think for this part of the sky. Some big area to do. So I'll just get that colour on there. Allow it to mix with the liquid white. And the white's there because I want it to get darker up to here and lighter there. Now I can actually use this to help blend these areas out. Nice and soft, but still got some good darks in there. There. Sometimes a bit too easy to just accept when it gets a bit too light. Don't accept it, really load your brush, go back in and do it again over the top, the same process, and that darkness will really give contrast then against this light that we've got in here. It will really work well and make it zing and glimmer. Right, so towards the bottom it comes right across just like so. See how I've done that so you can see them little light and ripple effects, and pushing and just pulling, and it just gives you loads of little ripples that you don't even need to work for, just in there. I want a feathered edge, you see, this side. I don't want to kill all that lovely purple, but I definitely want it darker than it is now. Something like that will do good for the water. Now, just over in here, I need a bit more shadow. So we've got the sky area just over in here, and a bit more of this shadow. Because we're going to have some land in here, you see, tiny strip of land in the background. So this is just like a reflection in the water. probably be darker when I do it eventually. It tends to always get a bit darker. With the liquid white, it doesn't always come out the lightness that you want until you've played with it for a bit, like I am doing down in here, down in the water. I'm trying to balance it out a bit more. That's good, I'm happy. A little bit of that in there as well, maybe. The sky, let it blend away. It's nice. In fact, I'm going to do is a bit darker, just in here. Still show through, but only a tiny amount. There. That's good. Now this orangey effect here, it works as a good divider as well. When we're doing this, we get this colour, and where the cloud's not going to be, I'm going to block it in up here. Going to be a bunch of clouds, just where you can see the top of the clouds, the underside, the underside of the clouds, and this one will be coming through. So I'm mixing this now, I'm just bringing it up, so we've got a bit of this lighter purple in here. It's in here where we want it lighter, and then slowly, as we work his way up, get it darker and darker. That'll happen naturally now because we only put linseed oil up here, so there'll be no liquid white for it to lighten against or to mix with. See up there now, if I do that, it's no liquid white, only what was on my brush is what was there, and that's nice purple for that sky. And I'm going to add more blue here and there too into that. So it's just a mixture of the two, balancing it out. Getting the darkness correct as well is very important. Getting the right darkness. Because up in here, obviously it must be very dark in this top area. And it'll stay dark because we didn't put what's the liquid white up there, just put the linseed oil. So that's why we did that. Stay dark. If I'd have done that down here, it wouldn't have stayed dark, it would have mixed with the liquid white. There's just a hue of blue that you can see in all that there. We'll just keep doing that. Always go back and blend. It's not something I worry about too much. I always usually go back and have a play with it just to tweak it. But I generally do that when you're not watching, because you don't need to see that sort of stuff. You only need to see the how-tos, and that's what I give you. So right, just in here we've got a cloud. We don't need to even bother with that. Pretend that that cloud's not even there. See, there's liquid white up in here too. It gets darker in here. Just add a bit more pressure. If you want more paint to come off, add a bit more pressure each time. Now just when I come to here, I'm going to reload the brush, get plenty more paint on. Blue. Keep mixing it just all the time. You're going to have to, because I'm using a lot of paint here. It's a good size painting. It's not nothing small with this. Nice and dark there. There's going to be some highlights for these clouds, and they will be lit up. Like I say, it's not a priority right now. I'm just wanting to get the mixture of the purple and the blue. Hi everyone. I've mixed up a really nice pink colour with some alizarin crimson and some purple lake. So I'm just going to run my brush through that, both sides on a fan brush. There you go. And then with that, I'm going to add a bit of pink into the sky up over in here. Just a little bit, not a lot. So just forget those are there, and let a bit of that go over. You can shine into the windows a bit. I'm just going to drag a teeny bit of that colour through there. Now what I've done, I've followed myself up with the purple colour that I've mixed, the lavender, and then I've done some underlighting just up in here. See on the bottoms of the clouds, with the lights hitting from down here, and then it's very dark and silhouette. Beautiful contrast between that and what we've got here. So I just wanted to put a little bit of this pinky hue in here. So you can actually apply it first if you like with this brush. And if it's not coming out exactly as you want, you can just blend it out with a 1-inch brush. Like that. And that leaves just a hue of that colour in there. It's not quite as intense, but yeah, it's still in there. You pull that out so it's transparent. All I've done, because this was dry, all of this area was dry, and then just in here where I'm wanting to paint, I just applied the tiniest amount of linseed oil. So just a bit of linseed oil in there, and then here and there put a tad of this colour coming through into that area, just with a fan brush, because I put linseed oil over all this area in here. That's where we're going to be working mainly. That's the main part about this painting, is showing you the middle ground, and this foreground is going to take quite a while, so I knew this would be simple for you all to do. The sky, I've showed you up to there, so let's go. Right then, now with that same purple colour I've got, just going to add a tiny bit more white to it. And then just add a little bit of it up in here, just up in this area. Like that. Work that together. Well. Again, you can come back with a 1-inch, because you're only using thin amounts of paint doing this. And blend that together. Happy? Right, now this is this horizon line in here, so what I need to do is I need to get some masking tape. Go. Measure out about the correct distance. And then just where our waterline is going to be, I'm going to put some masking tape in there, level. It's got to the level. You don't want it all skew with. Keep it tight, it'll work. See, there's no linseed oil on the sides, so that should stick. There's no linseed oil on there, so that's sticking too. Doesn't matter if it comes slightly down to the right a bit, I don't mind that. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paint myself a little area in here with the same brush, the fan brush that we were using before. Dunked my hand into the paint there. See, I do that from time to time. I'm working in a tight space. Right, so I'm going to get my fan brush, and I've mixed up a lavender here. See, 3 different shades of lavender. I'm going to start with this light one first. See, it's not sticking very well because of the linseed oil, so I'll just hold that for a minute while I'm mixing this. Some of this colour, putting some of it on my brush. Let's give that a try. I don't need tons of paint on my bristles, just enough. And I'll check that first, just to see what it's like for darkness. It's still pretty dark, is that? It's not too bad at all. Right, so I'm just going to use the brush at this angle so I don't go underneath the tape too much. Now, I'll start about there, I think. Go down a little bit. And then with that, just paint underneath it, and it should sort of wash out a little bit because you're spreading the colour out and making it a bit more see-through, a bit more transparent, and it gives you lots of little details that you can only really see when you're looking at the picture itself, but it's nice. So the angles that you choose really determine a lot of the brush strokes and how it looks. There's a few little bobbles on this hill, and it gets darker from this side, it gets lighter, and it gets darker towards there. So I'm going to now mix a bit of that darker colour just into there. Should be slightly darker. Right. Now, I'm going to mark up the top edge of this, up in here, where it's going to go. There's a higher peak. I'll just rest my arm on there. Higher peak just here, where it just peaks up a bit, probably highest point of the whole mountain this. So I'm being careful. A bit more rounded than I've done it, so I'll just make that come down again to about there. A bit of a shaky hand at the moment. It doesn't really matter for this because you don't want a perfect top anyway. So in a way that's helping me. Is that more of the darkest of the dark colour just in there. Slightly bigger towards the right, just in there, and then it tails off. There. I almost stop breathing when I'm doing stuff like that. Right, and then underneath again, I'm just going to gently blend with a fan brush some of that colour to certain angles. And come back over and blend it yet again, you know, there's no problems. If you need to do that, you just do it. Remember to breathe. The important part of this picture. Even though it's only small, a little rolling hill, it sets the thingy for our lake that we've got down in here, sets the scene for that. So block that in. It's darker down there. Different angles again, like I said. Keep turning brush over now and again too. That's good. A bit more solid just towards the end there. That should work hopefully. Let's give it a try for now. I'm going to try and pick it from here. That's pretty good so far. Yeah. That's the one. Just on top of here. Just going to come above there a little bit. Put another little area of the mountain, just so it's not just high in one spot. That's nice, I'm happy with that. Right, so what we've got, some little rocks coming out, just jutting out of here basically. So they're just really rough with the side of a fan brush. And I just come down here and there and just touch it as well in certain places. Just touch. Right now, this is a little one that's coming out to about there. Just little rocks in silhouette basically. That's some higher, some lower than your water line, that is. Let me just try and run a bit of a neat edge along there. Just try to create some sort of water line. An area where the rocks come down to. Working. Happy. And what I can also do, in fact I might use a clean brush for that. Yeah. Just use a clean 1-inch brush. Tap it to check there's no hairs in it. And then I'm just going to gently touch some of that colour that I've put on there, and just pull it straight down. Because there are liquid whites on there, the linseed oil, sorry, I'll give you a little tiny reflection for what you've got above. There. That's good. Happy with that. And then you can come across. Few little reflections, wobbly reflections going on. And then I'll just come back. In fact, maybe something with a darker colour too. Put that water line back in again. Re-establish it. A few little boulders. A bit too straight. These rocks have got flat tops. But there, happy with that. Now, just over in here, we've got another rock. It's not over big in this one. I'm just going to get it in there first and then work it afterwards. Just something small like that, and then again get the 1-inch brush and just pull down, just below it. There, just touch it, tiniest bit, that's all you need. Up in here there's no reflections because the sun's just putting them straight in the silhouette, and I love that crisp line that it leaves. It's exactly the same as the picture I'm working from. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, I think it's about time to get started with all this. So what I'll do is I'll just start to pull this template off. I can come back in here anytime, but just for now I want to show you sort of where I'm going with this. See, I've left the dark where I want the rocks to be and where I want this cliff face to be. That's black gesso underneath there.